For 30 years, I have been working on women's issues. At UNM, I was a student senator, and I eventually became the vice president of the student body, ASUNM. During my senior year, I was an intern in the legislature. I had earned that. In that period, that's really where I got my foundation for writing legislation. One of the Dean of Women called me in and she said, "We simply have a problem with rape on this campus, and you are the only woman at this position and you have to get involved." She handed me the rape law, and when I read it, clearly it wasn't doing the job. When women reported, the assumption was it was their fault. The assumption was that whatever clothing they were wearing, invited the rape, and of course none of that was true. We started drafting a piece of legislation. I was sort of the lead lobbyist on this effort. The bill passed with only one dissenting vote. As a result of those actions, a rape crisis center was started. The rape kits, the forensic rape kits that are used around the country, were developed by Dr. Kaufman at BCMC. We literally led the way. It took a number of steps to make some forward progress, but we did get this bill passed. When I got to California, women found me, and we talked about what it took to set up rape crisis centers, how to set up phone lines so that you could set up a 24-hour call service, how you recruited. We set up court watch programs. Clearly this is a problem that went around the country, but when I got to Hawaii, the problems were the same, but also much more traumatic. We started out by setting up a rape crisis center at Kapi'olani Women's Hospital, and thank goodness that we had terrific DAs in Honolulu to do this. There were a lot of women that I met whose stories were never told, and of course we talked about it. In Hawaii alone, I personally answered over 1,600 calls. Our judges were just dreadful. I mean, they would say horrible things in court. So we set up a court watch program. There was really a lot of fighting against the good old boys club, but eventually men started saying, "I don't want this to happen to my daughter or my wife or my sister." And so our greatest allies ended up were men. In Hawaii, the organization was called Women Against Rape. And we did a number of things, not the least of which was be very vocal. I was the spokesperson. And now you need to understand that I moved to Hawaii and my husband went to sea. That's just what a great deal. You know, we're newly married. We haven't even been married a year, and he ships out for 11 months. I think he always believed that I would do things that were right. I helped to write the current criminal sexual conduct code in the state of New Mexico. I was lucky enough to help set up rape crisis centers in a number of states. Women's safety has so improved. Women's health care has improved. Women's access to education, not only at the high school level, just basic math and science, is greatly improved. Access and entrance to universities, greatly improved. Since my husband is in the Navy, at that time, there was no woman captain of a ship, no woman pilot. This is all commonplace today. We really have come a very long way.